Here are your updates in the world of technology and for creators. October 1st, 2025. Imagine a supercharged AI brain the size of a small city, powered by cutting-edge chips, cooled by next-gen infrastructure, and designed to push artificial intelligence into realms we've only dreamed of. That's the vision behind OpenAI's Stargate project, a colossal AI infrastructure initiative that's rapidly moving from blueprint to reality. And now, it's getting a major hardware boost. Tech giants Samsung and SK Hynix have signed letters of intent to supply the high-bandwidth memory HBM chips essential for fueling Stargate's unprecedented computational power. These aren't just any chips. They're the ultra-fast, energy-efficient memory modules that allow AI models to think faster, learn deeper, and scale beyond current limits.
Stargate isn't Eat OpenAI's solo moonshot. It's a strategic alliance forged with heavyweights like SoftBank and Oracle, combining visionary AI ambition with massive capital and cloud infrastructure muscle. Oracle, in particular, is reportedly building custom data centers across the US, specifically for Stargate facilities designed to house tens of thousands of AI accelerators working in concert. This level of integration between AI developers, chip makers, and cloud providers marks a new era where the race for AI supremacy is won not by algorithms, but by who can build the most powerful, efficient, and scalable physical foundations for artificial intelligence. Why should you care? Because Stargate could be the engine behind the next leap in AI capabilities. Think real-time scientific discovery, hyper-personalized medicine, or even artificial general intelligence, AGI. The more memory and processing power OpenAI can harness, the more complex problems its models can tackle. With Samsung and SK Hynix on board, OpenAI is securing a critical supply chain for the AI arms race, reducing reliance on a single vendor and accelerating deployment timelines. In a world where AI training runs can cost hundreds of millions of dollars, access to cutting-edge memory isn't inconvenient, it's existential. But there's a bigger story here: the blurring line between software and hardware in the AI era. OpenAI, once known purely at a research lab, is now orchestrating a global industrial effort shaping chip design, data center architecture, and energy infrastructure. Stargate represents a tectonic shift. AI companies are no longer dead users of technology, they're becoming architects of entire technological ecosystems. As this project advances, it won't yet determine who leads in AI, it could reshape how innovation itself is built, powered, and scaled in the 21st century.
In a striking pivot from fintech to futuristic defense, a former Silicon Valley payments entrepreneur, dubbed a warlord by insiders for his aggressive, no-nonsense approach, has unveiled an AI-powered anti-drone weapon that sounds like it leapt straight out of a sci-fi thriller. His company, Allen Control Systems, has developed the Bullfrog, an autonomous turret that uses real-time computer vision and machine learning to detect, track, and physically disable hostile drones in seconds. Unlike traditional electronic jamming systems, Bullfrog doesn't just disrupt, it engages, using precision kinetic force to take down aerial threats with startling efficiency. In an age where drones are increasingly used for espionage, smuggling, or even attacks, this invention could redefine how we protect everything from airports to backyard barbecues.
What makes Bullfrog especially unnerving and fascinating is its autonomy. Once activated, the system operates without human intervention, making split-second decisions about what constitutes a threat and how to neutralize it. Its creator argues this is essential for countering swarms of fast-moving drones that overwhelm human operators. But the technology also raises urgent questions. Who's liable when an AI turret misidentifies a drone? Could this spark an arms race in consumer-grade defense tech? Love it or fear it, Bullfrog embodies Silicon Valley's latest obsession, merging cutting-edge AI with real-world power, literally putting lethal autonomy in the hands of private companies, governments, and maybe one day, your next-door neighbor.
Qualcomm is making a bold leap into the future of on-device AI with its decision to power its next-generation flagship chips using ARM's cutting-edge V9 architecture, ushering in a new era of smarter, faster, and more efficient mobile and edge computing. This strategic shift isn't just about incremental speed bumps. ARM V9 brings dedicated AI acceleration features, enhanced security, and a significant performance uplift specifically tuned for the kind of complex neural network tasks that power real-time translation, generative AI, and advanced camera systems. For consumers, this means your next smartphone, AR glasses, or even car could run AI models locally without relying on the cloud, delivering instant, private, and more responsive intelligent experiences.
Behind the scenes, this move positions Qualcomm at the forefront of the race to dominate the AI at the edge market, directly challenging rivals like Apple and MediaTek. By embedding ARM v9's scalable vector extensions SVE and improved machine learning instructions deep into its silicon, Qualcomm is enabling developers to build richer, more immersive applications that were previously impossible on mobile hardware. Think AI that anticipates your needs before you ask, or real-time video editing powered by generative models running entirely on your device. As AI shifts from data centers to our pockets, Qualcomm's embrace of ARM v9 isn't just an upgrade. It's a declaration that the next computing revolution will happen right in your hands.
China is rapidly transforming its factories into high-tech powerhouses, installing nearly 10 times more industrial robots than the United States in recent years, according to the latest global data. This staggering surge isn't just about automation for efficiency. It's a strategic masterstroke in the race for manufacturing supremacy. From automotive plants to electronics assembly lines, Chinese factories are deploying robotic arms, AI-guided logistics systems, and autonomous mobile robots at a pace that dwarfs the rest of the world. The result? Faster production cycles, lower labor dependency, and a formidable edge in scaling next-generation industries like electric vehicles and renewable energy tech. What makes this even more compelling is what it signals about the future of global competition. While the U.S. debates reshoring and subsidies, China is building an industrial ecosystem where humans and machines collaborate at unprecedented scale, laying the groundwork for smarter, more resilient supply chains. And it's not just quantity. Chinese firms are increasingly designing and producing their own robots, reducing reliance on foreign tech and accelerating innovation. For businesses, policymakers, and workers worldwide, China's robotic revolution is more than a statistic. It's a wake-up call that the factories of tomorrow are being built today, and they're running on code, steel, and ambition.
Imagine turning your Instagram following or TikTok clout not into brand deals, but into actual ownership in the next big startup. That's the radical promise of OWM, a new platform flipping the creator economy on its head by letting influencers trade their audience and influence for equity stakes in early-stage companies. Instead of one-off sponsorships that pay today but vanish tomorrow, creators can now become true partners, aligning their personal brand with a company's long-term success and potentially reaping massive rewards if that startup takes off. It's not monetization, it's capitalization of influence. At the heart of OWM is Andy, an AI agent that acts as a matchmaker and valuation engine. Andy analyzes a creator's reach, engagement, audience demographics, growth trajectory, and even content authenticity to assign a dynamic influence score, which then determines how much equity they can command in a startup deal. This removes guesswork and negotiation friction, creating a transparent marketplace where influence is treated like a measurable asset. For startups, it's a game changer. Instead of burning cash at traditional marketing, they can acquire high-impact growth partners who are genuinely invested, literally, in the company's mission. This shift could redefine the relationship between creators and commerce. No longer get megaphones for hire, creators become co-owners, advisors, and evangelists with skin in the game. Of course, it comes with risk. Equity is illiquid, and most startups fail. But the potential upside is transformative. For the first time, a beauty vlogger, a gaming streamer, or a finance podcaster could help launch a brand and own a piece of it, turning their audience into a launchpad for real wealth creation. If OWM scales, you may look back at standard sponsorships as the rental model of influence, and equity swaps as the dawn of creator-owned capitalism.
In a chilling reminder that the future of automation isn't without risk, a robotics technician has filed a $51 million lawsuit against Tesla and industrial robot giant Fanuc, claiming he suffered life-altering injuries when a robotic arm suddenly sprang to life during routine maintenance at a Tesla factory. According to court documents, the technician was working inside a safety cage, believing the system was powered down, when the massive robotic arm reactivated without warning, crushing him against machinery. The suit alleges critical safety failures, including malfunctioning emergency stops, inadequate lockout-tagout protocols, and insufficient safeguards in the human-robot workspace. If proven, these lapses could expose dangerous gaps in how even the most advanced companies manage the coexistence of humans and high-powered machines.
This case cuts to the heart of a growing tension in the age of smart factories. As robots become faster, more autonomous, and more integrated into workflows, how do we ensure human safety isn't sacrificed for efficiency? Tesla, long hailed as a pioneer in automation, now faces scrutiny over whether its relentless push for production speed compromised basic workplace protections. Meanwhile, Fanuc, Henderson World's leading industrial robot manufacturer, is being asked to answer for the reliability of its safety systems. Beyond the legal drama, this lawsuit could set a precedent for accountability in an era where AI-driven machines operate with increasing independence. For anyone working alongside or investing in robotics revolution, this isn't a cautionary tale. It's a wake-up call that the line between innovation and hazard can be terrifyingly thin.
Imagine a robot that doesn't just follow rigid commands, but actually thinks through a task like sorting a jumble of colourful blocks, noticing a banana has rolled into the mix, and deciding, that doesn't belong here. This is no longer science fiction. Google's latest AI breakthroughs, Gemini 1.5 and its robotics-optimized sibling, Gemini ER 1.5, are now empowering humanoid and dual-arm robots like Franca and Aptronic's Apollo to perform complex, multi-step tasks using real-time reasoning and multimodal perception. These models fuse vision, language, and spatial understand to interpret messy, real-world environments and adapt on the fly, turning robots from pre-programmed tools into flexible, context-aware collaborators.
At the heart of this leap is what researchers are informally calling the banana test. The ability to recognize unexpected objects, like a banana on a sorting table, and respond intelligently, whether by setting it aside, asking for clarification, or adjusting the task plan. Unlike older systems that would either fail or ignore anomalies, Gemini-powered robots use their world knowledge and reasoning chains to handle surprises gracefully. This isn't just about sorting toys. It's a foundational step toward robots that can work safely and effectively in homes, hospitals, and warehouses, where unpredictability is the norm. With this fusion of large-scale AI and embodied intelligence, we're not just teaching robots to move, we're teaching them to understand.
Get ready for a quantum leap in how robots learn to move and interact with the real world. NVIDIA has just dropped Newton, an open-source, GPU-accelerated physics engine built from the ground up for robotics. Unlike traditional simulators that struggle with realism or speed, Newton leverages the raw power of NVIDIA GPUs to model complex physical interactions in stunning detail. Think a robot foot sinking into snow, fingers delicately gripping a ripe tomato, or a drone navigating turbulent wind gusts. And because it's open source and hosted under the Linux Foundation, developers worldwide can now build, test, and share ultra-realistic simulations without being locked into proprietary systems, democratizing access to the kind of high-fidelity training environments once reserved for elite labs.
But Newton isn't just about physics. It's part of a larger vision to close the notorious sim-to-real gap. The frustrating chasm where robots that ace tasks in simulations stumble in the real world. To bridge that divide, NVIDIA is pairing Newton with Cosmos Reason, a new reasoning module for embodied AI that translates vague human-like commands into precise, physically grounded action sequences. This means robots won't just follow rigid scripts, they'll understand intent, assess their surroundings using Newton's realistic physics, and adapt their movements accordingly, like choosing a gentle grasp for glassware versus a firm grip for a metal pan. What makes this combo truly revolutionary is how it integrates with NVIDIA's broader ecosystem. Newton works seamlessly with Warp and OpenUSD. This creates a unified pipeline where developers can design, simulate, and deploy robotic behaviors across digital and physical worlds with unprecedented consistency. Whether you're training a warehouse bot to handle irregular packages or a rescue robot to climb unstable rubble, Newton ensures the physics it learns in simulation mirror reality, dramatically cutting down on costly, time-consuming real-world trial and error. The message is clear. The next generation of robots won't just be smart, they'll move like they belong in the real world. And thanks to Newton, that future is now in beta.
Move over generic AI FICO. The company behind the credit scores that shape your financial life has just entered the foundation model arena with two powerful, purpose-built AI systems, FICO-focused language and FICO-focused sequence. Unlike off-the-shelf large language models trained on the chaotic sprawl of the internet, these models were developed entirely in-house, fine-tuned on decades of proprietary financial data, and engineered specifically for high-stakes banking, lending, and risk management. FLM excels at understanding complex regulatory language, customer inquiries, and fraud narratives, while FSM specializes in analyzing time series data, like transaction histories or market trends, to spot subtle anomalies and predict behavior with unprecedented precision. This isn't just another AI announcement, it's a strategic power play in the race to bring trustworthy, compliant, and explainable AI to finance. In an industry where a single hallucination could mean wrongful loan denial or missed fraud, FICO's models prioritize accuracy, auditability, and regulatory alignment over flashy generative tricks. By keeping development in-house and focused solely on financial contexts, FICO sidesteps the privacy and reliability pitfalls of generic models, offering banks and fintechs a secure, specialized alternative. For anyone in finance, this signals a new era. AI that doesn't just sound smart, but actually understands money, risk, and responsibility.
OpenAI just dropped a quiet bombshell in the creator economy, Sora, an invite-only social app that lets users generate stunning 10-second videos from simple text prompts, and even insert themselves into those AI-crafted scenes using a feature called cameos. Imagine typing "me dancing on Mars at sunset" and watching a hyper-realistic video of yourself do exactly that, rendered in cinematic quality. This isn't just another AI toy, it's OpenAI's bold entry into the social media arena, directly targeting the short-form video dominance of TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And with Sora's already demonstrated ability to produce coherent, visually rich clips, the potential for viral, AI-powered storytelling is enormous. But beneath the dazzling visuals lie urgent questions that could define the future of digital identity. Cameos requires user consent to place your likeness in AI videos. But how is that consent managed? Who owns the resulting content? Could your face end up in a brand ad, a political message, or a deepfake-style parody without your knowledge? OpenAI is stepping into a minefield of copyright, likeness rights, and ethical AI use, where a single misstep could ignite legal firestorms or public backlash. Creators may be thrilled by the creative freedom, but they'll also be right to ask, am I the artist or the raw material? If Sora catches on, it could reshape social media overnight. Why film, edit, and light a scene when you can describe it and let AI generate it in seconds? For influencers, marketers, and everyday users, this lowers the barrier to high production content. But it also threatens to flood platforms with synthetic media, blurring the line between reality and AI fantasy. Platforms like TikTok built empires on human authenticity. Sora challenges that foundation. Whether it becomes a revolutionary tool for expression or a cautionary tale about AI overreach may depend on how OpenAI navigates the tightrope between innovation and responsibility, and whether users trust it enough to put their face, quite literally, into the machine.
Saudi Arabia has just raised the stakes for digital creators. The country's General Authority for Media Regulation has rolled out sweeping new rules that demand strict adherence to cultural values, advertising transparency, and public conduct from all influencers and content creators operating within or even reaching its borders. From now on, sponsored posts must be clearly labeled, controversial or Western-influenced content could face scrutiny, and creators are expected to align their messaging with national identity and social norms. This isn't just about modesty or morality. It's part of a broader strategy by the kingdom to assert control over the digital narrative as it pushes forward with Vision 2030, balancing rapid modernization with cultural preservation. For global creators and brands, this is a wake-up call. Saudi Arabia boasts one of the most engaged social media populations in the Middle East, making it a lucrative market. But now, access comes with strings attached. Those who ignore the rules risk fines, content takedowns, or even bans. And Saudi Arabia isn't alone. Countries from India to Indonesia are tightening influencer regulations, signaling a global shift toward holding digital voices to the same accountability as traditional media. In this new era, influence isn't just about reach, it's about responsibility, compliance, and cultural fluency. Creators who adapt will thrive. Those who don't may find their audience suddenly out of reach.
Oh my gosh, you guys. That's a wrap for today. Can you believe it? I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for tuning in. Thanks for listening. It really means the world to me. I'm just filled with joy.